Hello everyone, this is Andrew from CryptoNitties and Project Ludo Token. I've been getting a lot of DMs recently from people inquiring about Ludo Token and how to hook up to the Ludo Token API and from within Unity and other game engines, but also other APIs such as the excellent NFTMakerPro API by Patrick Tobler. And so what I've been doing the last couple of days, just playing around with the NFT Maker Pro API, and a couple of projects have been in touch specifically in relation to linking through to NFT Maker Pro API in Unity. So what I decided to do is start up a GitHub project. So here it is, and this is just going to be a script for within Unity, so you can get it here. And I'm going to gradually populate this with all of the functionality, I hope, of NFT Maker Pro. So all of the API requests and stuff that you can make to NFT Maker Pro will be within this script, which will offer you no coding access, hopefully, to the NFT Maker Pro API, making it even easier to use than it already is from within a game engine. So what I'm going to do in this demo is I'm going to illustrate the only functionality that I currently have within the script in Unity, and that is to return a mint address for a specific NFT. So what I'm going to do is go through how to set that up now using the script. So I've got an empty Unity scene here. I'm going to create an empty game object, and I'm going to call this object API manager. It doesn't matter what you call it. I'm going to drag my NFT Maker Pro script onto my API manager, and you can see that on the in the inspector we've got some fields that are now exposed. So this is basically information from our NFT Maker Pro project. So what I've done is I've set up a test project which has 100 NFTs in it, and I'm going to return an address for one of those NFTs to be purchased. So I just need to copy this over from my other screen. Make sure I've got all this loaded up correctly. Okay. Right, so first thing I need is the NFT Maker Pro web address for this specific API request. So in this case, it will be get address for specific NFT sale. And this command will return JSON formatted data for the address to send some ADA to, the amount of ADA to send, and the expiry time, so the time or the duration that this address has before it expires. So let's grab our project key. So this is our API key. This is something that you don't want to share with anyone. Okay, so this is why I have set this up purely as a test project. I will be closing this down after this demo. And then I've got a project ID, which is this. And then I've got a specific token ID here. Now this is pretty cool because like if you've got 100 of the same token, then the NFT ID will just stay the same, which is pretty cool. And then we want 1 as the quantity, and then I think I've got to put 10 million in here for 10 ADA, haven't I? So that's 8 zeros or 7 zeros, is it? 7 zeros. Okay, cool. Right, so what's going to happen is we are going to create a button, the UI button, that is going to call the NFT Maker Pro API script and return a wallet address for us. And this is going to appear in the console. So what I need to do is create a UI object, a button. Let's drag this into the middle of the screen. And what I want to do is on this button, I want to have an on-click event that calls our API manager. So let's add a new event. Let's add our API manager, and let's call a function in the NFT NFTMakerPro API, and we want the get ADDRs for a specific NFT function. So we'll call that, and what that's going to do is it's going to take all the information that I've got over here in these publicly accessible fields. So these can be changed on the fly. So for example, if I wanted to target a different NFT ID, then I could just quite easily change that in here. There are methods built into the script for you to be able to do that. Just read through the notations in the script and it should make sense. So let's press play and see what happens. See if we've got all of this stuff correctly inputted. Okay, so everything's set up. Let's expose our console and hit the button. And you'll see right away in the console, we've got a JSON return here from the NFTMakerPro endpoint. We've got an address here, we've got an expiry time, and we've got the amount of ADA that we need to send to this address. All right, so that's fantastic. Let's expose this information within the game itself rather than just in the console. So you'll see in the right-hand side here in the API Manager, we've got a couple of UI options which we can drag some text objects into. So let's add a text object here. I seem to have added that in the center of the screen, which is fine. I'll just move it up here. And let's make this a bit bigger. And this is going to display our address. I'll duplicate this and we'll drop it down here, and this will display our expiry time. Actually, you wouldn't, you would use that, wouldn't you? So you'd say, oh, you've got 20 minutes to send this to this address. Okay. And let's go back onto our API Manager and we can drop these boxes. Now, obviously, what you would normally do is you would like you create like a modal window or something, and you would link these projects these fields, these text objects dynamically, and that's certainly the way that I'd recommend you use this. I wouldn't recommend that you have like 200 instances of this script all manually linked up. All right, so you have one API manager, you have one instance of the script, and then you would change these fields dynamically, and I'll be writing a load of methods for you to be able to do that quite easily. So let's drag these different text objects into their fields. So let's do this. Okay. Chaddy's sending me a message there. Right, so let's hit play. Right, so obviously we just got the default text on display here. Let's hit the button. Okay, and you can see that the API has returned the data, and that data is now being displayed on screen in Unity. And I haven't had to do any code, right? I haven't had to do any code yet. Now, you would need to, or we would recommend that you interface with this script with code, but to get you up and running, this will work, okay? So what else can we do with this? So just to give you an idea of the extra functionality that I will be putting into this, what we can also do is we can, let's add a new input UI object. So input field here, I'll drop this up here. Now I've only actually got one NFT in this project, but what I can do is with an input field, I can, on the end of editing, I can call the API manager and I can change the API NFT ID. Now, obviously, you can do this through UI, but you wouldn't normally do this through UI, right? You would normally be doing this within your own scripts and such. So you would probably use or you could be using one of the NFTMakerPro API functions to pull down a list of available NFTs, or you could just be doing this on the fly. But all of the fields in this script are editable using the method that I'm about to show you. So this will change the NFT ID. So let's hit play, and we'll expose our API manager in the inspector. And of course, I can just type in anything here. I'll just type in 1111, hit enter, and of course that changes the NFT ID over here. So the intention is for this script to be really super accessible and easy to use, just so that you can kind of get up and running with using NFTMakerPro in Unity. Thank you to Patrick for creating such an easy to use API. Really enjoying working with it so far and discussing the potential of this with friends and colleagues at the moment in the CNFT space. One potential scenario that I've tested and works pretty well, as a test, as far as a test goes, is actually minting achievements from in the game engine. So what we can actually do using NFT Maker Pro is we could have an in-game event, right, an achievement event, or an event that triggers an achievement, and let's say that achievement is performing a particular trick on a skateboard with a nitty. Thank you to Crypties NFT for that idea. And what happens is when you perform that trick, it goes into slow motion and zooms in on the character, takes a screenshot, fires it up to NFT Maker Pro, mints it, drops it in your wallet. That is the kind of level of potential that we're talking here, which I think is amazing. So keep your eyes open for any developments in this area. Get in touch if you want to get some specific functionality into this script. I'm quite busy with other stuff at the moment, but I'll do what I can. You can always fork the project as well and create your own additions, and I can pull them back into the main branch if they're all sound. So thank you for watching, and I hope that's been informative and will help you get up and running with NFT Maker Pro API in Unity.